And welcome to this evening's viewing on Channel 31. I'm Kaye, Sera. Now, coming up after the break, of course, is our classic Bentorama. But as you can see, at the moment, I'm in the foyer at the Universal Theatre, and it's actually the opening of Boy Pussy, a fantastic performance. And in fact, the actor is over here, and he's promised to have a word with us. We're going to do all of this in one take. It's live to tape television. Noel, hi.
Hi, Kaye, Sera, how are you?
Noel Jordan.
That's it, yes.
Look, what a fantastic show.
Thank you very much.
Now, I'm intrigued. How did you come to be involved in Boy Pussy?
Right, well, the writer Lawrence Johnson and myself actually planned it about 5 years ago. We went and saw Ken Russell's film Whore, and we thought, wouldn't this be great to make a play about a boy on the rent boy scene? So we actually applied for Mardi Gras development money and received some about 3 years ago, and started work on it.
Of course, it was performing at Mardi Gras this year.
We've actually just got back on Monday, so we did a 4-week season in Mardi Gras, which was a hoot. A lot of fun.
How did it go? You've still got some glitter around your eyes.
I've got lots of glitter everywhere, I tell you.
How did the Sydney audiences relate to it? Because there are a lot of Sydney references.
Lots of Sydney. I actually think Melbourne audiences get more of the jokes because there's a bit more perspective. Sydney was a little close to home sometimes. You know, they were supportive, but Melbourne's different feel, you know, very different.
I'll tell you what, they certainly loved it this evening. Can you give us a basic rundown on the story? What's it about?
Okay, it's basically about a boy who you don't ever find out what his name is. He's from Geelong. He moves to Sydney, hits the Oxford Street in a really big way. He falls into anything that's possible and very quickly falls into the sex industry, classified ads, anything, you name it. Meets an old guy called Spider, who he forms a relationship with in a very kind of strange way. Goes to Mardi Gras and falls in love with a very handsome man who you've already interviewed.
He's gorgeous.
He is. And from then on, it's anything goes. He will do anything to keep this man. Murder, mayhem, it's all in there.
Look, it's got everything but fast car chases, and you don't really need that because your performance is sensational. Now, I know that the poster, which is behind us, has caused a little bit of controversy. What's all this about?
I think it's in this word here. It's not the boy problem, I think it's the pussy problem.
Well, is it the boy and the pussy together?
I think it's together. I mean, I think people don't cope with using a female word in a sexual way to describe a man. They just can't handle. If it was a Calvin Klein ad, fine. But we're, dealing with homosexual humour here. It doesn't kind of hit in the straight scene.
We kind of just wish they'd get over it, right?
In a big way. I mean, it's like the Virgin Mary's controversy. The same deal.
It's crazy times. Now, of course, you're at the Universal for another couple of weeks because we're going to air in a few weeks' time from now. When does the play actually finish?
On the 30th of March.
Okay, so there's time for everybody to get out there and see it. And if people want to do some bookings, they can do that through BAS?
BAS 11500 or right here through the Universal Theatre.
That's quite clever, the way you remembered that number.
Well, I didn't actually say it, but yeah.
Look, the only thing else we need to say is that Lawrence Johnson is involved in this, and some of the imagery is fantastic because, of course, it has projected imagery as well as photography.
And a beautiful director, Bruce Gladwin, who did an amazing job on it, yeah.
It's worth seeing. Thank you so much for talking to me on camera. Good luck for the rest of the season. Well, Noel Jordan and Boy Pussy at the Universal, worth seeing, trust me on this one. Now, of course, coming up to the break, we normally have our classic Bentorama, but this evening we've dug into those coppers to come up with a rather old In Between the Sprockets. Of course, it has Madeline Swain's fantastic reviews, and there's even a bald drag queen in there reviewing some videos. That's scary, and that's coming up right after the break. Channel 31, I'm Kaye, Sera. If my hat makes it through this take, it's going to be great. Now, of course, coming up after the break is a classic Bentorama, not to be missed, but right at the moment, I'm in Commercial Road, in fact, in front of the Exchange Hotel, and we're here to have a few words with Doreen Manganini. She's invited us backstage. It's very exciting, and that's over here. Now, this is live to tape television. It's very scary. There's a puddle there, Peter. Mind the puddle. I'm going to knock on the door and see if she's in. Hang on. Maybe. Hello? Oh, hello.
Sweetheart, how are you?
Oh, I'm so pleased that you're in.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I've just finished the first show. I've got one more to go shortly.
Yeah, how's it going in there?
Oh, can I just say it's lovely to see you too, and you look gorgeous.
Yeah, I don't know about the hat, Doreen. It might not make it through. We'll see how we go.
Oh, no, I think it's going well because Grand Prix weekend, everything's black and white. You're wearing black and white, and I'm black and I'm wearing white.
Look, I've come along here to just talk a little bit about what's in store for Doreen this year.
All right, this year I'm doing Friday nights here at the Exchange Hotel. I'm also doing Tuesday nights with karaoke at the Peel. So if there are any singers out there, Tuesday night is your night at the Peel Hotel. Also this year I'm going to branch out a bit because last year I did the Rainbows and I was, for the last 2 years I won Most Popular Drag in 1995. Thank you, Melbourne, for that. And 1996 I won the gold. Thank you, Melbourne, again for that. But this year I'm branching out with Manga Incorporated. We were going to call it Maggot, but I didn't think anybody'd go for that. And I'm going to do a calendar.
Oh, well, a calendar?
Well, Ellen, all that do calendars. RuPaul does calendars. But I think Melbourne wants to see one of their own in different situations and all that. So I'm going to release a calendar in July. I'm also releasing a Cheap Eats magazine. I mean, the Age newspaper's done it, as you know.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, it's a Cheap Eats magazine, exactly like the Age, but it's a magazine where you can go with a lover or boyfriend, a prominent, can I say root? Yeah. A prominent root or someone who could be a boyfriend, and it just tells you the places to go that are comfortable and cheap for you if you do have to shout on the night and you don't earn a big income.
Yeah, and so a little bit of intimacy over the meal.
Well, exactly. I mean, you can actually reach across when you've had that one bottle of wine too many and not feel guilty about it because the table next door is giving you a gawk and ordering another port.
Oh, it's important. Now, Doreen, I'm here to also investigate some allegations that have been made against you in our very own MSO.
Oh, the MS, yeah. I read the MSO this week, and one of the things was the boy's name was Robert. I think it was or something from North Carlton. I think I've offended you. He's married to an Asian boy, and he came out on the scene, and he found it offensive that just because I'm Aboriginal, I tell Aboriginal jokes about myself. Robert, all I'm saying to you is that if we can't laugh at ourselves, then we can't laugh at anybody else. And I am Aboriginal, I'm proud to be Aboriginal, and all the jokes I tell about myself is because I am proud to be who I am. And I saw Shirley Bassey last night, and she said, and her motto was to me, I am what I am.
Oh, Shirley Bassey. Well, look, I think that says it all, really, for Robert. He'll never write into the MSO again.
Oh, no, I mean, Robert, is comfortable with his Asian boyfriend and that. I mean, he comes out and he probably has the problems like I do too, being Aboriginal. You will always have the racist remarks, whether it's about you or your boyfriend, but don't take it all tongue-in-cheek and just enjoy being you and laugh and just laugh it off and walk on by.
Yeah, we've got to have a good laugh at ourselves.
Oh, you do. I mean, they'll say things about being Asian, being Aboriginal. We get it about being gay. And that's what we love.
Look, Doreen, thank you for having this word with us.
Oh, thank you.
And now you've got the second show coming up.
Yeah, it's coming up very soon, the Exchange Show. It's Grand Prix weekend and everything's mad here. And for all those people that were here on Grand Prix weekend, I've always got that word of advice. And it is, all that you got to do is come out, fill yourself up, doll, go off the starting blocks, but don't get overheated because you want to go past the finish line.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you
and
so
hello
much.
to everyone on Bent TV. She's gorgeous. Keep her. I'm never doing this again.
This is a first. Thank you so much for inviting us into your house. I have to go and throw to the Bentorama that's coming up now.
Oh, well,
this is it.
All as I want to say is you're wonderful, and I hope you're going to perform with me soon, because if you've seen her on TV, come and see her on my show at the Exchange Hotel, because she's wonderful.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, have a good show.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Well, now that was an exclusive interview with Doreen Manganini here at the Exchange Hotel, Commercial Road. You don't get interviews like that very often. Now, of course, coming up after the break is a classic Bentorama. This evening, the Bentorama is called The Heat of the Moment. It's a whole lot of gay men talking about safe sex, and very interesting too. So stick with us after the break for The Heat of the Moment. Well, good afternoon and welcome to this evening's viewing on Channel 31. I'm Kaye, Sera. at the moment, I'm at the Chillout Day at the Old Wineries. And is it actually part of Dalesford here?
Just outside of Dalesford.
Yeah. And I'm talking to the proprietors of Spring Connection.
Well, it's actually the old winery. We're not.
Oh, I've got it all wrong, but...
We're members of Springs Connection.
Okay, what exactly is Spring Connection?
It's a gay business organisation in Dalesford.
So it liaises between the gay businesses up in Dalesford?
That's right, yes.
How many businesses would there be?
Oh, there'd be 20 to 30 at least.
Really?
It's a very gay area.
And so the idea, I guess, is that people travel up from the city?
Yes, they do, yes. Well, Dalesford is a tourist place. Yeah.
So we have all the B&Bs up here, so you can come up here and stay in gay accommodation. We've got all the facilities, it's friendly, it's, your country retreat, if you like.
Look, definitely, if you're living in the city, this is the place to come for the long weekend, for that special weekend.
Absolutely, yes.
Now, what happens at the Old Winery?
We have a shop, we have herbs and herb nursery that sells herbs, obviously, and cottage plants, and we also have the gallery inside here.
The gallery which exhibits local art?
Yes, it does. Local craftsmanship, if you like. Pieces of furniture, things that people have made. We've also got a clinic here that does massage and colour therapy and acupuncture.
Yes, we've been talking to some people from the clinic, a chap that was doing shiatsu. So it's all part of the healthy weekend thing.
That's right.
So the idea is you can come out of the city and you go up to the Old Winery and you can just have a really healthy weekend, get a massage, buy some herbal plants and things.
And crystals as well.
Oh, crystals. I'm reading Shirley MacLaine at the moment.
Oh, she's wonderful.
We're having a good time. Oh, that's another story. And of course, this is a Chillout Day. Now, whose idea was this?
This was a Springs Connection idea to promote all of the gay and lesbian ideas, all the gay and lesbian businesses in the area, to get everybody together so everybody can come together and just have a great day after the Mardi Gras and all of the other festivals that have been going on, just to be able to chill out.
Is it going to be a regular event?
Yes, it will be. Every March.
So every March, people can look forward to the Chillout at the Old Winery.
We'll be advertising it in all the gay press. Just keep an eye out for it.
Thank you so much for talking to me. Okay. Well, this is definitely the place to come. It's just so relaxing up here, and I feel that I have suitably dressed for the occasion. Now, coming up after the break is another classic Venturama. Stick with us.